And white people responded. Not the media, not the institutions, not the credential class, but ordinary white people. Tens of thousands poured in to support her.
And I also want to say that I think that the long-term effects of this, like as somebody who grew up in the 90s and the 2000s where identity politics was not the first and foremost thing that was discussed and considered, and everybody could be super excited to watch a movie about a black guy and a Chinese guy, solving crimes together with Rush Hour. And white families would be super excited to take their kids there. I watched it in movie theaters myself. Like, I remember when this wasn't as big of a deal. I do not think that a resurgence of race awareness and race solidarity is a net positive for the society. I think it's actually a very big net negative. But the reality is that you can't just get mad at one group for expressing race solidarity. It's either all bad or it's all good. You can't make selective judgments on it. Good times? Yeah, no. And the thing is, like, you guys, a lot of you guys are around my age, right? You remember the golden age, right? The good days. This doesn't get us closer to the good days at all, which is what's sad. But it's inevitable considering what's already happened.
Platform, Give Send Go, not GoFundMe, which obviously bans these things, reported over 250,000 raised in days. These were not donations, these were the stirrings of something new. Each dollar said, "We see what you're doing and we are done pretending."
Yeah.
This is more than the defense of one woman, this is a rejection of the moral framework that made her a target. The Hendricks affair is not the first of its kind, but it is one of the first to end differently. No apology, no resignation, no collapse, instead resistance. And more than anything else, that signals a shift. Ritual is breaking, and with it the spell of white guilt. And this, I am genuinely annoyed. I mean, I'm just furious, frankly, at the way that, what's-his-face's, the stabbed man's father was treated. Right? It's just genuinely awful, because he was as contrite over this Carmelo murdering his son as anyone could possibly have been. I mean, he was openly forgiving. Like his mother, the lad's mother was just like, well, I don't want to forgive. And I tell you what, if it was one of my sons, I wouldn't forgive either. But he did everything he could according to the script. He did everything he could, everything he thought he was supposed to do, and he wasn't accepted by the black community. He wasn't. They didn't say we're sorry. They didn't. The family of Carmelo didn't say I'm sorry, but we stole your son forever. And so yeah, people are glad to see.
Yeah, people are really mad at this guy for just basically accepting that it happened. That's true.
I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm not having this. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, I mean, I can't bring it myself to condemn this. I'm not, like I said, I don't endorse it at all. I don't think you should be calling anyone the N-word. I don't think that calling children slurs is a good idea either. And honestly, I think...
It's obviously not a good idea to call little kids slurs. Like, unless you're on Xbox Live. Then it's mandatory.
The current moral lock that one community has on another in the United States is just wrong. It's just wrong. The same standard should be applied to both. Like, Carmelo should not have been allowed to raise $500,000 on the back of "we hate white people, death to white people." That shouldn't...
I think he should have. People have freedom of association. It's their money. They should be able to do whatever the fuck they want with their money. I agree with it. I think it's totally fine for him to have a fundraiser. I do. This is the United States of America. It's lawful but awful. Yeah.
Not be permitted. And you should
fundraise for terrorism? No. No, that's different.
Expect some kind of response if that is permitted. Because you're setting the rules of the game as black people can do what they want, and if they do something terrible to you, they can raise huge amounts of money, and white people just have to accept that. And that's not fair, and nobody's going to accept it.
Yeah, people are... That's shit, sorry about that. Yeah, that's really what I think is going to happen, is people just are not accepting it. Regardless of whether you think they should or not, they're just not accepting it, period. They're not putting up with it. Somebody says, how is it different? Well, number one, so like, let's make a direct comparison. if a terrorist was put in jail, like let's say Luigi, I think Luigi's a good example, maybe. If you are giving money to a legal defense for Luigi, I think that you have every constitutional right to do that. I also have my constitutional right to call you a retard. But both of these things can cancel each other out. Because Luigi was a terrorist? He is. He was a terrorist. And so, that's a direct comparison, I would say. Zerg versus Terran? Yeah, I don't know. But I feel like, again, these kinds of things are not really good for anybody. And I think that the end result for this, like Sargon, like I agree with some of the things that he was saying. Some of the other things, like maybe not really so much. But I do think that this is definitely it's a turning point. And I think that it's going to be, and I've said this before, right? I said this like years ago even, that when people actually start playing the race games, it will be bad for everyone. Everyone will lose when everybody starts playing race games. And now it's happening all over the place. It's happening constantly. So yeah, Luigi was terrorist fighting for a cause that I kind of agree with. Listen, the thing is though, like there are oftentimes people get shot for things that I'm like Rip Bozo for. Like I'll tell you that I just say it myself. Like sometimes people get shot for some bullshit and I'm like, yep, there it is. But like it doesn't mean that you can't just let it happen, right? I mean, so true. Yeah, 100%, man. Don't you think she was lucky that there was no other man there? I know some place you say this, you'll be on the ground really quick, beaten to death. Like, so if somebody like punched her or like hit her for like saying the N-word, I feel like if that had happened, it would have been an even worse and even bigger response than it was. Like if there was like, you're talking about like theoretically, like if some black person was there and they heard her say that, or somebody who was offended was there and they heard her say that, and they beat her up for saying that, I actually think that it would have been probably 10 times the negative response, and it would have been 10 times worse than what it was. Over a word. Yeah, if you're hitting somebody over a word, you need to go to jail. Like that's just the way it is. You just can't have that happen. And so yeah, 10 times the money. Yeah, they would have. Yeah, I mean honestly, like I at that point I might have donated. Like hitting somebody and beating somebody over a word, that's outrageous. If you're hitting somebody, you need to go to jail. Yeah, exactly. And I think this is kind of like the point that I was making, is that there's been like an ongoing like movement, I think, to allow socially unacceptable, antisocial, obnoxious, rude behavior to just be normalized in public. And I think that we actively need to work against that. Like, you know, people yelling in public, people that are like going in there with a speakerphone in an area. Like, we need to normalize telling these people, get the fuck off the train, get the fuck out of the building, you know, get off your phone when you're ordering, stop acting this way, it's not normal and it's not okay. I think we really need to really need to rationalize that. Or normalize, excuse me. Ignorant? Yeah, exactly. The whole behavior and race issues started getting worse when Obama got in power. Yeah, sure, right. I mean, but either way, that's kind of the way that I feel about it. And shame to nothing. Yeah, age of white guilt is over. Yeah, this is it's very frustrating to see this happen, but I think it's also inevitable. So, someone else hit me with their car today on purpose while I was leaving the store. Well, you should watch out. And yeah, even before he started his campaign, 2007, definitely bring back common sense and common courtesy. Yeah, definitely. Did you see the official announcement from Creator Crash Twitter? No, I didn't, actually. Before I pull something else up, I'll look at it. Creator Clash. So they made an official announcement. Wow. Wow. So this is a statement made 37 minutes ago. Ian and Anissa Joma have made the difficult decision to step away from Creator Clash, both publicly and behind the scenes, and are relinquishing ownership of the event. The decision wasn't made lightly, but it's a necessary step towards returning Creator Clash to its core purpose, bringing communities together for a night of boxing fueled by passion, discipline, and the goal of raising money for causes that matter. Since the beginning, the event has been more than just the fights. It's been about the creators pushing themselves beyond their limits, fans rallying behind something positive and using that energy to do some good in the world. Since Creator Clash's inception, we've been able to raise meaningful funds and awareness to charities to make a real impact. That mission has lost its focus in recent months, and it's clear that for the event to move forward, things have to change, so we're making that change now. As part of the fallout, both Harvey Moralstein and Lena Iad, I don't know how to say her last name, have stepped away from their scheduled fights. That was the Epic Mealtime guy and the girl that worked for H3H3 for obvious reasons. While we're disappointed to lose two creators that brought so much heart to the event, we understand and respect their decisions. And so the event was never about any one person, shouldn't be defined by internet drama or personal conflict. Our hope has always been this event could be a force for good. One night where the entertainment, effort, and community come together and to support causes that matter. That shouldn't have changed. If you felt disappointed or let down by the noise, we hear you, but we hope you'll let us continue. Thank you for being here. We're still fighting for something bigger. So Creator Clash is kicking out Ian and Anissa. Wow. God damn. That's a whole lot. They self-canceled? Yeah, I guess so, right? Babe, you go bankrupt so you can help me film OnlyFans? Wow, the content cop really hit Ian and Anissa hard, huh? Yeah, I mean, the content cop massively backfired. Everybody hated it. The reception was overwhelmingly negative, and the biggest loser out of it was Ian. That's just the truth. Sorry. And why is it still being advertised on the website like they're still involved? Because they haven't changed it in 5 minutes, man. Let's see here. Our silence means something. So much love for you and Anissa. I don't think this is going to help, by the way. I don't think it's going to matter. And I feel like now that they've left, I don't really see them selling all the tickets and the event selling out now at all, right? He dropped a new video? Yeah, I know. He made a video about... what do you call it? He made a video about Ethan, like about how Ethan's bad and wrong. Like, I don't care about Ethan's problems. Like, Ethan and Ian